She walked out of the lecture hall like she had done hundreds of times before, closed her notebook, slipped the pen into her backpack, glanced at her phone screen. Just a regular notification, nothing urgent. She didn't know that these were the last seconds when her classmates, professors, and campus cameras would ever see her. She simply walked out of a lecture, and she was never seen again. Today's story is not fiction and not an urban legend. It is a real disappearance that still has no definitive answer. There will be no accusations, no loud claims, and no sensational exposés in this video. Only facts, chronology, everyday details, and the theories discussed officially so that you can draw your own conclusions. This story is based on the real disappearance case of Maura Murray. Maura Murray was born on May 4th, 1982, in the United States. At the time of her disappearance, she was 21 years old. She was a student at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, a large campus where thousands of students passed through lecture halls every day. Maura was studying in a medical-related program, balancing her studies with a part-time job, and according to those who knew her, she lived a completely ordinary student life, one that from the outside seemed safe and predictable. February 9th, 2004, began like a normal Monday for Maura. Morning routines, campus life, lectures, hallways filled with students holding coffee cups. She made no statements about planning to leave or disappear. There were no farewell messages, no alarming conversations. According to university records, Maura attended her classes that day. She walked out of a lecture, an ordinary moment that attracted no attention. No one recalled anything unusual about her behavior. She wasn't crying, didn't look frightened, wasn't arguing on the phone, just a student finishing her academic day. After classes, Maura returned to her dormitory. This is confirmed by electronic access logs and by fellow students. From this point on, the story enters the zone where normal, everyday actions suddenly become crucial details. In her room, she went on her computer. She sent several emails to her professors and to her workplace, stating that she would not be able to attend for the next few days due to family reasons. No explanations, no specifics. Later, it was officially confirmed that no family emergency had occurred at that time. Maura then went to a nearby store. Surveillance cameras recorded her purchasing alcohol, wine, and liquor. At the time, this didn't seem unusual. A student, evening, dorm life. But later, this moment became one of the most discussed details of the case. After returning, Maura packed her belongings, but not all of them. She didn't take all her clothes, didn't take her laptop, and didn't leave a note. She took only the essentials, documents, a bank card, a small amount of cash, and her phone, which at the time was a standard button-style mobile phone. At approximately 4:30 p.m., she left campus in her car, a black 1996 Saturn. This is the last moment when it can be stated with certainty that she was acting consciously and of her own free will. After that, only the road. Maura drove north, toward the state of New Hampshire. Why, no one knows. She didn't book a hotel, didn't inform friends of her route, and didn't use navigation. which in 2004 was still uncommon. Just the road, a winter evening, and a car that, according to friends, was not in perfect condition. At approximately 7:27 p.m., police received a report of a traffic accident near Haverhill, New Hampshire. A black Saturn had slid off the road and crashed into a snowbank. The location was a quiet stretch of road, private homes nearby, very little traffic. A local resident who witnessed the accident came outside. He saw a young woman near the car. She did not appear seriously injured and said she had already called for help. When the man offered to contact the police, she declined. A few minutes later, he returned to his house and decided to call emergency services anyway. This decision would later become one of the most discussed moments in the entire case. When police arrived at the scene, the car was there, but Maura was gone. Personal belongings, alcohol, and signs of damage were found inside the vehicle. There were no signs of a struggle, no blood. The road was covered in snow, but no clear footprints leading into the woods or toward nearby houses were found. From that moment on, Maura Murray was officially listed as missing. As time passes, the most unsettling aspects of this story are not the dramatic facts, but the small, ordinary details. An unmade bed in the dorm room, textbooks left behind, an open email account, plans for tomorrow that were never written. Her bank card was never used again. Her phone never connected to a network. No online activity, still in the early days of social media, was ever detected. Search efforts began almost immediately. Police, volunteers, search dogs, helicopters. The area was searched repeatedly. Forests, bodies of water, abandoned buildings. Nothing. It is important to emphasize, no one has ever been officially charged. No suspect has been found guilty. All theories remain just that, versions of what might have happened. The first theory is an accident. According to this version, Maura may have left the car out of fear, possibly related to alcohol or the crash itself. She could have walked along the road or into the woods, become disoriented, and succumbed to the cold. Winter conditions in New Hampshire are harsh, especially at night. However, repeated searches failed to uncover any evidence, which casts doubt on this theory, though it remains one of the official possibilities. The second theory is voluntary disappearance. Supporters of this theory point to the emails to professors, the alcohol purchase, and her calm behavior. They suggest she may have intentionally left to start a new life. But arguments against this theory include the limited amount of money she had, the lack of documents necessary to live under a new identity, and complete silence for more than 20 years. The third theory involves third-party involvement. This theory is discussed cautiously. There is no evidence of abduction, no witnesses, no physical proof. As a result, it has not progressed officially, and any claims remain speculative. Maura Murray's disappearance became one of the most well-known missing person cases in the United States precisely because it has no clear answer. It is not a closed case with a recovered body. It is not a crime with a conviction. It is a pause that has lasted for decades. Every year, new volunteers, new podcasts, and new investigations emerge. Mora's family continues to hope for any answer, no matter how painful, as long as it is final. And here it's important to stop and ask a question of everyone watching this video. How many times in our lives do we leave a lecture, a workplace, or a store without realizing that this exact moment could become the last one recorded in our story? If you're interested in thoughtful, calm true crime stories without shouting, accusations, or fabrication, support this video. Write in the comments which theory you find most plausible and why. Perhaps your perspective will make someone see this case from a different angle. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new analyses of real cases. Here we talk not for sensation, but for understanding. Maura Murray walked out a lecture in February 2004. She didn't know she would become a symbol of one of the most mysterious disappearances of modern times. Her name is still spoken in search teams, university hallways, and quiet homes in northern New Hampshire. She simply walked out a lecture, and no one ever saw her again.